There's this puzzle that sits right at the very heart of business, and it's one we're going to try and solve today. What is it that actually makes a partnership last? I mean, we've all seen this, right? You get two companies, they seem like a perfect match on paper. One partnership just crushes it for years, and the other one, it just implodes in like a few months. So what's the secret sauce? What's the thing that makes a professional relationship actually stick? Well, to get to the bottom of this, we're going to zoom in on one of the most fascinating and high-stakes partnerships out there, the franchise. It's this really delicate dance between, a local small business owner on one side and a massive global corporation on the other. When it works, it's incredible. But when it doesn't, the fallout is very, very real. And just how real are we talking? Well, get this. A 2010 study of the South Korean food service industry found that the franchise closure rate had shot up to 12%. Think about that. That's more than 1 in every 10 of these partnerships just failing. And that's not just a statistic, right? That represents people's life savings, shattered dreams, the whole deal. So this alarmingly high failure rate got a team of researchers in Korea thinking. They wanted to figure this out, to go beyond just gut feelings and actually map out what makes a franchise relationship tick. So they basically became detectives on the hunt for clues that lead to long-term success. All right, so where did their investigation start? Well, their first huge clue was realizing that the best, longest-lasting relationships aren't just built on a contract. Nope. They're built on a foundation of real, actual benefits that the small guy, the franchisee, gets from the big parent company. The researchers gave this a name: relational benefits. The easiest way to think about this is it's all the good stuff a franchisee gets that isn't just the product they sell. It's the support, it's the know-how, it's all the systems that make the business actually work. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The researchers didn't just lump all these benefits together. As you can actually see in their original diagram here, they found 3 totally separate categories of benefits. Let's walk through them. First up, you've got core benefits. This is the most obvious one, right? Is the product itself any good? Is it something people want to buy? And this is key, is the supply chain reliable? Can that franchisee count on getting that quality product on time, every single time? This is like step 1, the absolute baseline. Next, you have the process benefits. This is all about the human side of things. How's the day-to-day support? When something goes wrong, is there someone helpful to call? Is the communication clear? Is it open? Is it respectful? This is all about making the partnership run smoothly. And finally, there are the operation benefits. This is the real big picture strategic stuff. Is the parent company sharing valuable intel about the market? Are they helping the franchisee innovate, maybe develop new products? This is the kind of benefit that helps a business go from just surviving to actually thriving. Okay, so the researchers found these 3 types of benefits, but here is the major insight. They discovered that the benefits themselves are not the end goal. They're the starting point. The real job is to build 2 critical psychological states in the mind of the franchisee: trust and dependence. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trust, dependence, aren't those kind of the same thing? Well, it turns out, no. The researchers draw a very sharp line between them, and understanding this difference is pretty much the key to solving this whole puzzle. See, trust is all about emotion. It's the franchisee feeling deep down, I genuinely believe this company wants me to succeed. Dependence, on the other hand, is totally structural. It's a cold, hard calculation. I simply cannot be successful without their brand, their supplies, their system. A great partnership needs both. So what happens when you take that emotional bond of trust and you combine it with the practical reality of dependence? You get the ultimate prize. You get commitment. And commitment is the super glue that holds the whole relationship together for the long haul. The researchers use this classic definition of commitment, and I think it's just perfect. Notice the word desire. It's not an obligation, it's a want, a genuine, lasting desire to keep the relationship going because it's truly valued. To put it another way, commitment is the critical turning point. It's that magic moment when a business owner's mindset flips from, I have to stay with this brand to survive, to, I want to stay with this brand because I believe in what we're doing together. So now we have all the pieces of our puzzle: benefits, trust, dependence, and commitment. The researchers put it all together to create this amazing roadmap that shows exactly how one thing leads to the next, with the final destination being that all-important contract renewal. And this is it. This is their final model, the engine of a lasting partnership. You can see how the benefits on the left are the fuel. They power the twin engines of trust and dependence in the middle, which then generates commitment and ultimately drives that intention to renew. So let's just break down the most important pathways here. What the research found was that good communication and strategic help, that's what builds emotional trust. The great product and that same strategic help, that creates the structural dependence. Then, both trust and dependence feed directly into commitment. And that commitment was the single biggest predictor of whether or not someone wanted to renew their contract. But the model also gave us a huge surprise. Check out the connection between core benefits, the product, and trust. The study found no significant link there. And that's a massive takeaway. Having a great product will make a franchisee dependent on you for sure, but it will not by itself make them trust you. Trust has to be earned through how you treat them. So the whole puzzle can be solved with this simple 4-step roadmap. 1, provide real, tangible value. 2, use that value to consciously build both an emotional bond of trust and a structural need for dependence. 3, those two things together will create deep commitment. And 4, that commitment is what earns you the contract renewal. And what's so powerful about this is that it's way bigger than just franchises. This is a universal blueprint for any long-term business relationship. It doesn't matter if you're a supplier, a consultant, or a partner. The exact same rules apply. You have to deliver value that creates both trust and dependence if you want to achieve true, lasting commitment. Which really leaves us with one final thought. Think about your own important professional relationships with your clients, your partners, maybe even your boss. Are they built on dependence, where they feel like they just have to work with you? Or are they built on real trust, where they actively want to work with you? The answer to that question might just be the key to everything.